Hi guys, I wanted to make a video talking about Parvo like I promised in my, not last video, but the video before that. And sorry for looking like a trash can. Today was rabbit cage cleaning day, so it's been a long day. All the background noise is cats, by the way, they're running around. So our Parvo journey started with our dog named Walter. He is a lab hound mix. He weighs about, I think it was 53 pounds at the vet, and he's a really hyper dog. He is the type of dog when you walk in the front door, you're going to get jumped on. There's really no avoiding that. And he is super excited to eat like a puppy would be, you know. He's 10 months old. He was born in January, and I believe it was like November 5th or something like that, that he started kind of acting like he was sad. He wasn't really excited to see anyone. He wasn't really eager to eat, and he just was definitely not being himself by no means. And we kept an eye on him because that's just really weird. You always need to pay attention to your pet's temperament and just kind of read their body language. And we could tell that something was bothering him, and I wanted to kind of rule out that it just wasn't a tummy bug or something like that. So I didn't take him to the vet right away, and that's probably, I'm not ever gonna tell you to not go to the vet, but I did not personally at first. So then he started to not eat as much. He would nibble at it, and if you put it in your hand, he would take it from your hand, but he wouldn't just gobble down his bowl like normal. So, again, that's really weird. That's when you take your pet to the vet, if they're like mine. So, we made an appointment, and I kind of figured it was like an intestinal obstruction, because this dog is young. He eats socks and everything he can get his mouth around. So we just kind of assumed that it was an obstruction, and we took him to the vet, and they did an x-ray, and they were like, yeah, that's what it is. They wanted to kennel him overnight and put him on IV fluids, because if it was an obstruction and they got him hydrated, sometimes they can pass it on their own. So they did that, and he didn't pass that. I got a call the following morning saying he exploded with diarrhea, basically, and that they did a blood panel on him, and he tested high for Parvo. And I was like, oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. When I was a kid, I lost 2 puppies to Parvo. My parents didn't know what it was, and it was awful. I mean, it was awful this time around, but I was able to jump on it and get it taken care of. So basically what my vet said is I can't keep him here. The clinic's too small, and he didn't want to risk infecting his whole clinic, which I understood. They wanted to transfer him to the university vet in a town near me, and I couldn't afford that. So we kind of went over our options, and we kind of concluded that we were going to do sub-Q fluids at home, which is just fluids under the skin, and do what I could for him and keep the vet updated. So we brought him home, and we drug our bed out in the living room. Like, we made our bedroom a quarantine zone. Like, it was locked down, and nothing shall get in, nothing shall get out. So we did that, and we were giving him Pepto often. Like, I think we were doing 4 times a day or something like that, which is like, that's a lot of Pepto. I think people only take it twice a day. So Pepto-Bismol, he was getting 4 milliliters, and we were doing Pedialyte, which I just added to his water, but he wasn't drinking. So I was having to force it with a syringe, just shoot it down his throat. And do the sub-Q fluids, he was getting 1 liter a day, which we broke up into 4 different, I don't even know what you call it, 4 different times. And we kept that up, and I think it only took him like a week, and then he was better. But his sister come down with it. So he did the same thing for her, and then my pit bull come down with it, and we did the same thing for her. And it's been, I want to say, about a week now since we've had any parvo signs, and they've all seemed to really be doing well, and no one else has shown any signs, so we're happy about that. Yeah, so that's how we fought parvo. Now, I never want to ever tell you that, like I said, don't take your animal to the vet, because you need to. But for those who can't afford it, because parvo is expensive to treat, there's no like cure for it, so it's basically just support while their body fights it off on their own. My pit bull, Tequila, we did not do the sub-Q fluids for her because she was older and she was drinking water on her own. But I would imagine a younger dog that's not drinking its own fluids, that if you were to keep up on forcing the fluids and do the Pepto and the Pedialyte and just make sure they're getting some kind of nutrients, that you could probably fight it off at home, but I don't recommend trying. Parvo is such a hardy virus. It's so hard to kill. And once your animals are better, that doesn't mean it's gone. It'll live up in your yard for a year and in your house for like 6 to 8 months. You just can't get rid of it overnight. So as far as rescuing or fostering any more animals, dog-wise, I cannot for a year, and that's kind of sad, but that's okay. Right now, I've got cats and everything else to deal with. So, yeah, that's parvo for you. It sucks. And you just gotta keep your eyes open and watch your animals. It's so easy to overlook little things like how they're feeling. Like, Walter looked depressed. We noticed that. There's enough people in this house to notice that. So, it's easy to overlook. Say you work a lot or you're gone a lot. You're not going to really know. Yeah. You have to watch your pets and keep them hydrated always. And make sure you have a good vet. And if you don't have a good vet, I recommend finding one. There's lots of vets out there that will let you make payments or bill you later. Mine lets me make payments, but I've been faithful to my payments for over a year now. 2 years. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, and for those that need to go to like the emergency vet, say your animal gets sick in the middle of the night and you don't know what to do and it scares you to death, you can go to carecredit.com and you can look into that. It's basically a credit card for a vet bill. You can use it for other things too, but that's what most people use it for. So, yep. I'll write some stuff in the description. That way you don't have to pick back through this video and find things. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. And I will see you tomorrow.